Apple's latest flagships, the iPhone 16 Pro Max and iPhone 16 Pro, have made their way to the market, and as expected, they come with a slew of new software and hardware enhancements, especially in the camera department. However, according to Phone Arena's latest camera score, it seems that these updates might not be as groundbreaking as some were hoping for. Let's dive into the details and see where the iPhone 16 series stands in the ever-evolving world of smartphone photography. Both the iPhone 16 Pro Max and iPhone 16 Pro share identical camera specs. The key difference lies in their size, but when it comes to photography, they bring the same hardware and software to the table. Let's start with the hardware. The iPhone 16 Pro Max retains the 48-megapixel main camera, a staple since the iPhone 14 Pro, but now introduces a significant upgrade to the ultra-wide camera. The iPhone 16 Pro Max now boasts a 48-megapixel ultra-wide lens with an f/2.4 aperture, replacing a previous 12-megapixel camera. This is a huge leap in terms of megapixels, but the telephoto camera remains the same, offering a 5x optical zoom just like the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Meanwhile, the iPhone 16 Pro also gains the upgraded 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera, this time with an f/2.2 aperture, and uses the same 5x tetraprism telephoto camera with a 12-megapixel resolution as the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Despite these hardware improvements, it seems the overall quality hasn't seen the drastic improvements many were expecting. One area where the iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max do shine is in video recording. Both models support 4K video recording at 120 frames per second FPS in Dolby Vision, the highest resolution and frame rate combination ever offered on an iPhone. This gives users the ability to capture incredibly detailed cinematic quality video directly from their phones and even edit it on the device itself. Additionally, Apple's photographic styles feature has received an upgrade, allowing for even more customization in how you can fine-tune the look of your photos, from color balance to tonal adjustments. According to Phone Arena's rigorous camera tests, both the iPhone 16 Pro Max and iPhone 16 Pro offer only marginal improvements over their predecessors, the iPhone 15 Pro Max and iPhone 15 Pro. In fact, in some cases, the older models actually pull ahead, leaving the new iPhones running in place, so to speak. iPhone 16 Pro Max Phone Arena camera score is 154, iPhone 16 Pro Max photo score is 158, and iPhone 16 Pro Max video score is 150. When compared to the competition, the iPhone 16 Pro Max falls slightly behind the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, which leads with a camera score of 156. The iPhone 15 Pro Max also surpasses its successor in certain areas like photo and video dynamics, showing that the leap in quality is not as substantial as it was from previous generations. Both the iPhone 16 Pro Max and iPhone 16 Pro offer excellent image quality with their 48-megapixel main cameras, decent detail and dynamic range, with good skin tone reproduction. It's not the sharpest front camera in the market, but it gets the job done for most users. As expected, video quality is stellar on both iPhones. The colors, details, and stabilization are top-notch, though there's some minor over-sharpening that can be noticeable in certain shots. The ultra-wide camera also delivers excellent video performance with great dynamics, making it a versatile option for both photo and video enthusiasts. While the new 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera and 4K at 120 FPS video recording are welcome additions, they don't push the envelope in a significant way. Overall, expect a solid, reliable camera experience with some fun new features sprinkled in. That's it for today. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. As always, see you in the next video. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will succeed the iPhone 15 Pro Max and take on the mantle as the best and most advanced iPhone out there. Although there's plenty of time until September and a lot can change, we seem to know a lot about the upcoming top iPhone model based on rumors and leaks. How is the iPhone 16 Pro Max shaping up against its predecessor? What's changing and what's staying the same? Let's see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max shapes up against the current best iPhone Apple has in its roster. First up, let's talk about design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will inherit the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. The major difference between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be size. The upcoming iPhone screen will grow to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. To achieve this, they're likely shrinking the bezels down even further and making the phone itself slightly larger overall. As per the rumors, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will measure 163mm in height and 77.58mm in width versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 series will be scoring another button, dubbed the Capture button. Colors-wise, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was available in 4 understated and titanium-inspired colors. We've heard that Apple might use another titanium processing technique that will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max glossier and also more capable of retaining colors. Moving on to display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come along with a significantly larger display, measuring at 6.9 inches across. Aside from the size, we don't clearly expect any other major changes. We're certainly getting a liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and exceptional maximum brightness. The screen will support 120Hz ProMotion refresh rate, making scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Now let's delve into performance and software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a second-generation 3nm chip, possibly dubbed Apple A18 Pro. As one can imagine, we expect that the Apple A18 Pro will have better performance than the Apple A17 Pro. Due to the heavily rumored focus on AI for both iOS and the iPhone 16 range, we expect that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come with a much improved neural engine to take care of all the generative AI features. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will also be a first to debut iOS 18 with a focus on artificial intelligence features. The new iPhone 16 Pro Max will also support faster Wi-Fi 7 and a more power-efficient 5G modem, keeping you future-proofed on the connectivity front. Let's talk about the camera. As the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivers a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens, the iPhone 16 Pro Max could finally address one of the forgotten cameras that hasn't recently scored any significant overhauls, the ultra-wide. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that Apple will be introducing a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When it comes to audio quality, iPhone Pro Max devices are always up there with the best, setting the benchmarks for all other manufacturers to measure up against. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will be no exception. The same generally applies to haptics too. iPhones are arguably the best devices when it comes to haptic feedback, giving us precise and accurate vibrations that are sufficiently strong yet not overpowering. Lastly, battery life and charging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will reportedly feature a much larger 4,676 mAh battery compared to the 4,422 mAh battery in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Charging-wise, we haven't heard anything about a potential charging speed increase, but we hope to see one on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So far, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is shaping up to be a logical improvement to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, delivering key upgrades in important areas like screen size, performance, AI, and battery life. Thus far, we haven't heard anything particular about a potential price increase, so it's safe to assume that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will start at $1,199 for the 256GB version. Of course, if there's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket, then you'll probably have few reasons to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Stay tuned for more updates on the iPhone 16 Pro Max as we get closer to its release date. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest tech news and reviews. Thanks for watching. Until next time.